Okay, we are starting in a count of 5. Okay. Thanks for the countdown and the messages. Cool. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to that time of the day where you get to meet the people whom we all look up to. The set of people who we admire in terms of content creation, in terms of knowledge, in terms of the way they speak and put the content out there. So this time today, we have someone in the space, from the space of DeFi, pure decentralization, and incredibly centralized finance knowledge hub, Mr. Rishi. Rishi on business, as well known as his Instagram handle, 353,000 followers on Instagram as we speak, and he's an incredible person to talk to. Well, this is Rishi on business in BlueLearn. Let's get started. Greetings, Rishi. Welcome to BlueLearn.
Yo guys, how you guys doing? So I'm okay. Let me introduce myself in a general way. I'm Rishi Magada, not Rishi on. Just a heads up. And I'm a content creator on Instagram, and I'm also a DeFi farmers, which means I basically all the banking what we have on the centralized, like how we have banks, insurance, I do it on blockchain. And farmer as in who gets yields out of like wherever you can make little money out of doing all these things, like how they have financial services, right? For example, some people provide you loan and they take a small commission, and that same thing happens on blockchain. And that's how I'm a farmer. That means I earn money through that. And I'm also creating content on DeFi. That's on my YouTube channel. That is from scratch, like, how to open a wallet and how to get into it. Like, you don't need to have any knowledge to start your career or any boost your hobbies into DeFi. All you need is to have a wallet, and then you are set to start. And I'm also an engineer dropout. I just dropped out recently, and I'm building a tech platform called Money Monitors. And yeah, that's it for now. I hope I do better things, and I hope I had more and more value in the coming days.
Great. Sounds very interesting, Rishi. Like, these are a few things which even I am not aware about. And I think, is this really put out there? Like, is it public?
Put out what?
With regards to the new venture of yours.
Oh, it's we are not anonymous. We don't mind getting it public, but yeah, we haven't launched it or put it out openly.
Right. Yeah.
So we'll be launching this month probably. So yeah, I'm basically putting out very soon.
Great. Looking forward to that, man. On top of that, so let's keep it on a discussion basis. So Rishi, where do someone start to get into the space of DeFi? What is DeFi exactly?
Okay. So basically, somebody can't get into DeFi without investing in crypto. Number one. So if you haven't invested in crypto, get there first. Get your first step done. Hold your cryptos, and then you have to create. That's on centralized exchange, right? Like, you can buy crypto on Binance, CoinDCX, CoinShares, any exchange. You buy first, and then you open a decentralized wallet or a non-custodian wallet. So basically, non-custodian wallet means you, just a minute. So basically, a non-custodian wallet means you are the owner of your own money. Like, for example, bank, when you put 100 rupees in the bank doesn't have that 100 rupees. They loan out multiple times. So the value of 100 rupees is hardly 8 to 10 rupees. So they loan out for only 10 people of 100 rupees with your 100 rupees. So that's a big chain of how bank does. And other thing, you never know what banks are doing with your money. So let's get to that part later. And yeah, so basically that's a custodian wallet where you don't own. So bank can actually come and seize your account or seize your wallet or do anything with your account. That means they have the control over your wallet. That is custodian. Now, what is non-custodian? So basically nobody can get into your wallet unless you give them password. All you need is a password. And then basically whenever you're opening a bank account, you need to give your PAN card, address proof, all this many other proofs. For opening a non-custodian wallet, all you need is password. Just put a password and boom, your link is there. So get your wallet done, and then you have to figure out which network you want to grow on. For example, let's say you want to send someone Ethereum. Let's say you want to send your friend Ethereum, then you can't just go to some phantom network and send Ethereum. You have to create a Ethereum network. It's basically you have to create multiple networks for multiple different type of transaction. Let's say I want Polygon or Matic, and you can't send me on Ethereum network. You have to send me on Polygon network itself. So then add different networks. It just takes 2 minutes to add that network. And then so these are the basic steps how you can get into decentralized finance. Once you get in there, then the advanced starts, the lending and borrowing place, and you can lock in your cryptos, earn, just like how FDs are there in bank, they have somewhat like FDs in crypto also. So there are a lot of things. So these are the few ways how you can start your DeFi journey. Hey, Chandan.
Yes, got it. So, in the chat, a few people are asking, you basically mean that banks or authorities don't really have your wallet's custody. That's non-custodial. Where,
No, they have the custody.
So, can you explain with a little example about the 100 rupee example that you've quoted before, where multiple lending happens on across platforms at the same time?
Okay, so basically, let me come to the point where where it's a custody. So, see, it is said that the one who created Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto, it is just said that his house was taken away by government, I mean the banks, because he couldn't repay the loan, and with the revenge, he started this whole crypto and blockchain thing. So it is just said that. Okay, that means they have the, you must have seen that, banks can just shut down your wallet, seize your wallet. You can't send your money anymore. So that means they have the right on your wallet. That means they have the custody of your wallet. They know everything. Probably they even know your, password or the PIN. I never know, but they can get into your account. So that's one thing. And the loan thing, let's say, for example, let's say I have 100 rupees, I deposit 100 rupees. Now bank has 100 rupees, they will loan out 90 rupees to someone. Okay, and then again, it happens multiple times. So they won't just loan out one person 90 rupees. They loan out probably 10 people. So they have only 100 rupees, but they're loaning out probably 900 rupees. Which means if, let's say, there are a lot of bad debts happening in the bank, let's say people don't repay their banks, then banks will collapse. So this might not happen in the big banks, but the small banks, that's how people happen. That's how banks collapse, right? Some big investor comes, he defaults the money, and then it's gone. The bank shuts down, and probably government has to come and help them. So there are a lot of problems in banking sector also. For example, let's say there is middleman. For example, I know as an Indian, we have amazing banking sector, like one of the best, world's best. We don't have much transaction fees. We have UPI, which is very quick. Within 2 or 3 seconds, your transaction is done. But let's say from someone from US who uses PayPal. So there's transaction fees. Let's say if I have to send you money, it might take like 2-3 hours, or even sometimes your next day. Even for a friend, it's not quick, just like how we have UPI. So we as Indians might not understand the need for blockchain at this point of time, because of obviously the amazing banking sector. But it is inevitable. It is coming one or the other day, because there are transactions which happens even faster than UPI on blockchain. But yeah, we might take little more time than the other countries does, but it is here. Blockchain and DeFi is here to stay.
Interesting. So, Rishi, let me put this straight. Especially in the banking sector, let's say if the entire India as an economy gets into the era of decentralized finance, what is gonna be the picture gonna be like, especially the economics?
Sorry, could you please repeat?
Wow.
Sure. So the question is pretty simple. Let's say if India as an economy gets into the space of pure decentralized finance, what are some of the major upliftments that we can find? What is that big change on the side of an average consumer?
So from the consumer point of view, it is much better. But as a government point of view, it is not so good idea. Because obviously a lot of economy, lot of money is locked in. See, how do you judge a country's economy? One of the parameters is how much money is reserved in the banking sector. More reserve we have, better it is. So as simple as that. So once it gets on blockchain, it is hard to track because a lot of people tend to be anonymous. They never link their MetaMask wallet or any other wallet to the centralized exchanges. So so it becomes a lot of problematic to collect taxes and to collect how much wealth you have, and also like for example, let's say you have some black money and government can never get into that. Like a lot of crimes will happen, but yeah, but government side it is much harder for it's like probably work is like work government has to work more on the technology from now on if people start getting into blockchain technology. So as a consumer point of view, it's much better because I'm getting higher returns on for like in FDs and all. I get higher returns on DeFi, and also there is security, and I also have security that bank can't just seize my bank. I mean, seize my bank account or they can't just take my money away. And there's also a thing like sometimes in the banks doesn't work in the night. Then they're at maintenance. The UPS doesn't work in the night, so that problem doesn't come on blockchain. It's always there. And there's something called also double spending, so which is solved by blockchain. So these are the things which doesn't come completely in DeFi, but how the blockchain works, yeah, that's how double spending is a major problem faced in banking sector, which banking sector has not been solved yet. And blockchain, there's no problem of double spending. So these are the few things how consumer can be benefited. So obviously there are a lot of other things like run to earn, learn to earn. If you're getting paid to learn something, why wouldn't you do it? If you're jogging and if you can get paid to do that, why wouldn't you do that? So there are a lot of these fancy things coming up recently. There's also a question of sustainability, but yeah, we are getting paid now, so why don't we just make use of it? That's all. As a consumer point of view, it's good, but as a founder or from the government, it's not so good idea.
Right.
Probably that's the intention of whole blockchain, right? Like to get move yourself from away from blockchain. I mean, the government and banks. The whole intention why blockchain came into existence was this reason, to give the governments and bank less power.
Yes.
Totally. So, Rishi, on those lines, something which you mentioned just now, there is an emergence of incredible number of these platforms where there are platforms which pay people literally in crypto when as of they browse. That's the basic thing. Brave has been doing that. The second one is like when we walk, there is something called a sweat coin and a lot more. I think you also made some content about this as well previously.
Yeah.
Apart from that, there is a ton of play to earn model that's coming in. Mm-hmm. So where does this all fit in, and how is it going to be big? Why?
So basically, see, you should always look at the tokenomics, but that's too big to understand at this point of time. So what I'm saying is, for example, there was an app or a project called Step N. On Solana network, where if you run, you will get paid. But the thing was, they were just minting new and new tokens every day, and they're giving because the circulation is unlimited. There was no sustainability. So when people get to know that there's no sustainability, people start selling it for other tokens. For example, when I run, I used to earn in GST tokens, green Satoshi token. Okay, so some people knew that this is going to go to zero because inflation is like very high. So that's how people start selling it, and now it's almost like it has crashed by 90%. So there's a point of sustainability, but as a consumer or someone who is running, I'm earning like if I'm anyways running, and why don't I just, even if I'm getting paid $10, why would I not get that?
Why?
So we shouldn't worry much about this thing because there's a lot of sustainability problem in this. People are working on how they can make people hold their tokens. So if protocols or projects don't give us any reasons to hold their tokens, then it's going to zero. And crypto going to zero, it is very common thing. And if some coin like Luna, a top 5, can go to zero, anything can go to zero.
Totally. A space of unpredictability. Yeah. So, okay, let's start with the question coming in the chat. So people have been asking like, where to begin, where to understand, like what is the resources? So in this entire eternity of DeFi, where to begin?
So basically everything can be online. Everything can be like most of the things can be available for free. The basic things for you to kickstart your DeFi journey, you don't need to go anywhere. Like it's available on YouTube, and there are amazing pages. Okay, like I personally used to see that. For example, if you want to understand the concepts of crypto, I have separate pages. For DeFi, I have other separate pages. So I can just put in the message section here. So for you to learn about this thing crypto and all the basics of blockchain, then you can go to Whiteboard Crypto. If you want to learn about DeFi, then you can go to this person. Is amazing. And obviously yeah, there's also my channel, you can always check it out. How yeah, I know it sounds a little weird promoting my own page, but yeah, I'm also doing from scratch, so you can always check it out. If you want to know how to open a wallet, I have made few videos on that. So it's all about, see, you need to learn few things. Once you're comfortable doing few transactions on blockchain, you can learn anything after that. So basically, only the hardest step is getting your wallet done and making few transactions, because once your transaction goes wrong, your money is disappeared. So it's like you can't revert it back. So for that reason, you have to be very careful in few transactions, and then boom, you can learn everything for free. So and also there are pages like go to rainbow.io, and they have amazing sources. A minute. So they have amazing sources about DeFi where you can learn basic things, and obviously advanced things. Not everything is for free, but yeah, once you get the basics done, you can learn things on your own.
All right. Rishi,
Yes.
can we give audience the chance to ask their own questions? Is that okay with you?
Definitely.
Okay, let's do that. But before going ahead with that, one last question. So, this is an extension to the question somebody has put it in the chat. Bitcoin is a good app, but there is some security issue where it just bypassed its step counts. Okay, fine. So, Rishi, are you aware about this app called MiFit? MiFit. MI basically used to create watches, and MiFit.
Not sure. I have no idea about that.
Okay. So, Xiaomi MI used to make these bands which cost something around 2000 and goes up to a max of 4000. So they created an app called MiFit back then. And
Got it.
when they created the app, there was this incredible mass adoption that nearly everyone got into the space, and even I had one, because this was the time back when we were in class 10, class 11, and it was like 6 years down behind. Okay, so today the app was entirely sold, and it was called something called as the Ozone Fitness or something like that, which with a blue logo, and it is technically extracting every part of my health information, including where I walked, how I walked, what are my sleep cycles, everything, and it's been selling. So what do you think about it?
Selling what?
Sorry,
Selling where?
selling this information.
Oh, see, that's the problem, no? Like these all are centralized. So basically, when you go to, there are others also. Like for example, Ultra Human, There's one something called Ultra Human, something like that. It was an Indian thing, I guess. So what they should do is they should this, but they should not sell it. I'm not sure if they do it, but according to my knowledge, they should not sell it. But see, data is the new gold, guys. Like if you're giving out your data for free, then I don't know, like that's what makes people money, right? Google is making money out of that. So basically, Facebook is making money out of that. So basically, if you're giving data, like if any famous product is for free, then you're the product. So I would say don't get into such stuff, because I don't know, things have been misused, man. Like we never know. First of all, even when you're putting your email address, so I have one suggestion for you: create one fake, like random email address just for these things, so that you are not affected by that. So there are a lot of phishing emails which are sent to you. Sometimes one click, gone. They can just get into your this thing. So always have an email account just for these apps what you want to use. But anyway, the blockchain can solve it. But basically blockchain, everything keeps transparent, so anybody can see it. So I don't think so. Let's say this data, normally in blockchain on data, like data on blockchain is always transparent. So anything, if I put, anyone else also can see. For that, you have to use something like private blockchain, just like how we have Monero or Zcash, all those things where you don't want anyone to see your data. But obviously, people don't endorse it because that goes against the, you know, the reason for why blockchain has started. So I don't think so. Blockchain can much solve it, but you have to just be careful with your this thing, giving your data out.
Right. Rishi, shall we go ahead with the audience questions?
Definitely.
Okay. Guys, you can ask the question. You can just get into the conversation. You can either message or you can either unmute yourself. I think you have the rights for that. Yes, Amit, you are audible.
Yeah. So hi Rishi.
Hey,
First of all,
hey,
thank
buddy.
you. So I follow you on Instagram as well. Lovely fan here. So my
Thanks a
question
lot.
is, for example, blockchain is for the people who are into tech part, right? I did my master's in computer
Not
app.
necessarily. Anybody can get in there. I'm not a tech guy. I'm not into coding, but still I have been here. And you don't need any technical knowledge for this. All you need is to do is to have a laptop and internet. Done. Nothing much.
Wow. That's a great thing. How to earn from it?
Sorry, how to earn from it? So basically, like all these projects are. Wait, somebody had just put it's not rainbow.io. Let me just. I'll by the end of this event, I'll just put the right this thing. It's rainbow dot something. I'll just put it out. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Somebody. So basically, how do
Yes,
you
sir.
earn from it? So at this early stage, now a lot of protocols are giving out free money. Example, Aave is number one lending and borrowing protocol on Ethereum and Polygon. So basically, for example, when you lend money or when you borrow money, you're supposed to pay interest, right? But in Aave, you get paid to take loan. So take that loan and put it out somewhere, earn some more returns, and then you're all see. For example, let's say I take $100 of USDT and I'm getting 5% because Aave is paying you to even take loan. I'm already earning 5% and I'm taking the stable coin and I can even stake it. Just staking means somewhat like FDs. It basically helps the blockchain become stronger. So I can put that USDT to stake it where I can get around 6 to 10% on average. So basically I'm getting this 6 to 10% and also 5% for borrowing. So that's how people earn money. So these are one of the few ways. There are hundreds of ways to earn on blockchain.
Hello.
Sorry,
So
Amit,
Rishi, I was
couldn't,
asking that. Yeah.
yes.
So continuing from where I started, I did my master's in computer applications. So it's a kind of techno management course. I understand the tech behind everything, and
Got it.
but I don't like to code it. And I'm a kind of management guy, event guy, community guy. So
Great.
and we have started a Web3 community in there right now. So we are. I'm kind of bit learning from Ethereum website and Solana website, all the developer tools and all that. Means not
Got it.
learning, exploring it. What's it? So how can I shape my career from here? I don't like to code, but I'd like to leverage the community and a bit of knowledge and all that. And I love DeFi as well. I'm kind of exploring
Okay.
finance also from Ankur Warikuchan and then Pranjal Gamra and all that. Got me that.
Great. So see, one example I'll give you.
So
There are a lot of protocols projects on blockchain who wants community managers because a lot of projects are only about Discord. Their only social media is on either Twitter or on Discord. And even if you want to judge any projects, the community, you come to Discord and see how active are the members. So they are looking for community managers day and night, and they're paying heavily. So my friend joined some small, very early stage DeFi project on Solana, Polygon, I guess, and he earned 0.7 ETH per month. So DeFi is paying you very nice at this point of time. So either you can get into this thing, community manager, or you can be a content writer because not much of the tech guys who are working on a project are a content writer. So and there are hundreds of projects coming out every day. So there are pages on Twitter saying that Web3 jobs. Just a minute, I'll put it out in the comment section where they post any job, whatever job are on Web3. Probably it's little famous ones, and they'll put it out for everyone, so anybody can apply. So just give me a second. So yeah, you can check out this link. So basically, there are other Twitter accounts also. These are for coders basically. There are for marketeers also. There are for community managers also. So you can definitely check these out. And there are many other pages. You can just type Web3 job, Web3 job, Web3 work. You'll get many accounts who are posting out jobs.
Right. So, but Rishi, community management, I'm not talking about that Discord community. Basically, I'm member of Google developers group in my city and kind of bunch of fan community, right? Like Facebook developers group and all that. So we organize the events for, it's help us to gain the new knowledge. We are able to meet good speakers as well. So I'm kind of that community. But this managing community on Discord is like operations and management kind of thing. I don't like
Got
that.
it.
I like someone else. Yeah.
Something like how BuildSpace is doing.
No, I don't have any idea.
So BuildSpace is basically they go to different cities and they hold they host meetups. So you can definitely do that because I tell you, BuildSpace is earning like enormously by brand collaborations. For example, at least in Bangalore, there are at least 5 to 10 Web3 meetups happening in Bangalore every day. And people just don't do it for free. They get brand collaboration. Somebody will sponsor, all those things. So but definitely you can just go to some cities, like which city you stay in?
I'm in Indore.
Okay, so is there a Web3 the community or hype in Indore? I'm not sure about that. That's what I'm asking.
No, we are building a community. We have building a community, and I'm leading that.
So okay, so if you're the first community, then you have to give out a lot. Basically, people just don't come for free. So you had to first, number one, you can approach all these Indian Web3 projects who are just early stage, and they'll be much happy to sponsor. So normally, because in at least in Web3, it is Wagmi, right? We are all gonna make it. So I have not seen no matter what, even if they can either sponsor by their tokens or with the INR. So normally Web3 startups in India are sponsoring, because I know a lot of meetups happening here. They are sponsoring every event. So probably you can connect to BuildSpace. Just ask them for the like how are they getting sponsors, or if they can sponsor, host that, and then get people and So basically, some people's job is hosting meetups.
So basically, we have the access to Binance core community.
Sorry, someone else stories.
No worries,
Yeah,
muted him.
So basically, we have access to Binance core community as well, core developers. So they asked us to build a good community so that we can organize an event with a huge crowd. So basically, we're targeting that, and we have the 6 months deadline for that.
Got it.
Organize a good community.
Number one place for you to grow in Web3 is Twitter only. Twitter, there are a lot of Web3 folks who are interested, and then go to all this, go to all the Indian projects, and they'll have the Discord server.
Right.
Go to the Discord and
Rishi, you aren't audible.
Hello.
Yep. You're back.
Yeah. So go to other project Discord, and connect with them for 2-3 days, and then post your Discord so people will join. But obviously you have to add value in the first 2 or 3 days so that people will know who you are, and then just shoot with your Discord, and people will join. That's how you can join. Go to their Discords, go to their Telegram, who already have a community built. And you can always check out Pillow Fund. Pillow Fund has a very great community on Telegram.
I know.
And they're very active.
I don't know.
Below fund.
Pillow, Pillow.
PILLOW.
Yes, Pillow, FUND, Pillow Fund.
Community and
So they are
Defi
basically a
कितना होगा?
centralized exchange, but
Okay.
so not exchange, wealth management basically. So join all these people, all the discords possible in India, and just
I know.
shill your Discord server. That's probably one of the easiest ways. But for that, you have to be active. If you just simply send people think you're a bot and your message might just get deleted and won't
അതല്ല
be shown.
ചെക്കനല്ലേ സി എന്റെ കോഴ്സ് പഠിക്കുന്നത്
got it. One
So
more
I
thing
hope
that
I
മോന്റെ കടയിൽ
Chandan, could you please
okay,
mute?
can you
Yep.
Yes.
Wait, mute whom? Mute whom?
Other person who was.
Wait. Yeah, I muted him before. Yeah.
Okay,
Continue.
great. Yes, tell me.
I kind of love the jobs like building a community and approaching the brands. Have you heard about that board means the board electronics? So
Yes, I have.
the people, yeah. So people from their team approached me for the same. So I kind of love the job, but they were asking me to shift to Gurgaon, so I rejected that.
So the managing community of boat. Okay, you mean that?
Yeah.
I don't know how would I answer that. I don't think I can add value to that question.
Mhm. No. So my
so-
question is, got it. More of
Yes,
what I
sir.
got.
What is the
I
question?
got my answer. So no, I got it. But if I have some more question, I'll connect you on Instagram as well. For now, I'm done.
Definitely.
So much, yeah.
Thank you.
Cool.
Hi, Rishi.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, nice.
you
Always
told
nice
about that.
learning from you. So I had this question, like it's not actually related to the DeFi domain, but it's obviously related to the blockchain technology.
Okay.
So, like, I don't know, like, I have some doubt regarding the future of the company, or the companies like Google and Facebook, like,
Mhm.
whose complete revenue is coming from running ads.
Yes.
And yeah, so in the Web3, when the Web3 is going to be implemented in the future, like, what's the role of these companies? Because
So,
data
yeah.
will be completely decentralized, right? They will not be able
So-
to run ads and everything.
So people have to evolve, right? Like when post office was not, like when email was not there, post office did exist. So if they don't evolve with the technology, then they'll be left out. That's why Facebook were the first one. They took the smart move of changing the name to Meta, thinking that we are supporting Web3. Though they're centralized, their whole revenue is centralized. They just changed this thing to Meta, thinking that so that their stock price don't tank over time. Because if that was a time when people thought that Web3 was the future, that too much hype was there. So they are getting their metaverse done, and they're selling out Oculus, my bad. Selling out Oculus. So these are the few ways where they're slowly getting into Web3, but definitely they're going to shift slowly. Which else company went? So basically, I feel Microsoft will perform much better than any other companies because number one, they have a huge fund for blockchain technology. They're quite investing in blockchain technology, and also they own Oculus company, the original Oculus company. So they're going to perform well, at least at this point of time. If obviously they are going to get affected, because if data is not being able to sell, or if they have to ask permission every time to sell their data, it's going to increase a lot of friction in their revenue model. So definitely they're going to get hit, and if not Google, some other company will just take over them.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Great. Anybody else?
Everyone is talking about that data is decentralized, and then let's say Bitcoin is supporting that cryptocurrency. So the transaction details also Bitcoin can access that my transaction details.
Could you please repeat your question? It's there's a lot of disturbance.
Yeah. So everyone is talking that data is decentralized.
Data.
So
Data. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So everyone can access my transaction.
Yes.
So it is a question of my privacy also.
Yes, it is definitely a question of your privacy unless you reveal your public address. Okay, so if you don't want to release your reveal your what transactions you're doing, then just don't tell anybody your public address. Then don't buy the ENS domain. Just don't, people put on Twitter, right? For example, abinash.eth, let's say. Don't put that because people can access what transactions you're doing. And there are also blockchains which doesn't show your transaction details. So its option is yours. Normally the traditional way of not showing what you're doing is just not revealing the public address. So basically, that there is obviously, for example, if you want to transfer funds, for example, if somebody wants to send you money, they'll have one wallet so that they can send their public address so people can get money from them. Number two, they'll have a separate wallet which they don't want to get associated with anything. So they won't send their wallet address to anyone. So once you don't send your wallet address, nobody can know what you are doing with your money.
So everyone is saying that data is stored in blockchains.
Yes.
So if you want to store,
so I'll tell you,
some
Abhilash. So basically, data is stored in blockchain. We can see that someone with 16-digit wallet address can send it to somebody has sent it to someone else's wallet, but they won't know that that wallet is Abhinash's. So they'll know that this transaction has happened. For example, let's say I sent you 5 Bitcoin. They'll know that my wallet has sent, like one wallet has sent another wallet 5 Bitcoin, but they won't know that whose wallet is whose. So there's also, privacy, and there's also, transparency. Transparency in a way that transaction has happened. Privacy in a way that nobody knows that that's my wallet. Public. So basically, someone has asked question: what is public address? Public address basically means just like how you have account number in bank. Is a something like account address for your decentralized wallet. So yes, Avinash.
So bank, let's say I'm doing transaction in Bitcoin. So Bitcoin knows how much Bitcoin I have.
No, like if you tell if that wallet is yours, the blockchain, people can see that somebody has, let's say you have 5 Bitcoins. We can only see that this one of the wallet has 5 Bitcoin. We won't know that that wallet is yours.
Okay. And can we decentralize every data? Like
yes. There is Monero, there is Zcash, where they won't even know anything. So that's why when suddenly Indian government said we are banning all private blockchain. Some people thought private blockchain means all these blockchain which doesn't have any transparency. That's how all the prices of these private blockchains like Monero and Zcash fell down like anything.
Okay. So let's say my data is stored in Facebook. So it is storing in a database, like it is memory, hard disk memory. But in blockchain, what is that? Like
blockchain, what is that?
To store something, you need something hard disk or something you need. It is not stored in the.
Okay, so that one miners will have. For example, let's say you have to store any data that miners will have to download it. Okay, so for example, if I have to become a Bitcoin miner, I'll have to download all the data stored on blockchain, all like whole blockchain from when Bitcoin started. From now, miners will have all the data. That's why people have huge like what to say. I don't know what I mean. Some bigger name for hard disk. I don't know. Not that tech also. So that's how they have this huge warehouses having all this hard disk. So it is stored on hard disk only. But does that we won't have it? Miners will have it.
Guys, before we move forward, I would request you all to mute once you ask your questions, because there's a lot of background noise coming. Yep, I think we can go ahead as well. Abhishek, I seriously request you to mute. Okay, thanks for muting. Yeah, we can take, I think, 4 more questions before we close for the evening. So, yeah.
Hello.
Yes, tell me.
Yes,
Yeah,
I have a. Hi.
I have a question regarding DeFi. That
Okay.
what is the future of DeFi? In how we can use that in our coming future? Because we know that if we apply to all data and all the things, if we apply that DeFi system, decentralized system, there will be a lot of misuse like money laundering and other stuff, where we will not be given the transparency to track all the records of the transaction and all. So how
Yes.
we will use that, and how or it is like it is just like a bubble that will just burst like that internet. Yes.
So I
What
won't
is
tell
your
why it's going to stay, but I'll tell you the reasons why it might stay. For example, when you put your money in FD, let's say you put 5 lakh, and do you know what bank is doing with the money? No. So you never know. They could be giving it to some other Vijay Mallya. Okay. So number two, when you want this thing, for example, when you want to take a loan, you will have to give your PAN card, you'll have to give your address proof, you need to have a good credit score, so many other things. But in DeFi, you can just borrow it anyway like that. So you don't need any of the KYC. There's no proof. Just borrow it like that. So that's number one. And also there are a lot of ways where you can earn 12 to 13% on stablecoin. Okay. So stablecoin as in the fixed asset, like the price of, there is no volatility in that price. Okay. So if you can get 12%, would you still invest in somewhere where you're getting 4%? That is also taxable on FDs. May not be.
yes,
It's about choices. And number three,
yes,
taxation. Once you have money on blockchain, like I don't know, like if you are honest enough, you can just tell I have this much money in blockchain, but it just can't be tracked. So for example, let's say I have 5 CR and I'll have to pay 30% tax. That's not a good thing, right? And what if I had on blockchain or MetaMask wallet? What if that was a pure money which you earned on, like for example, let's say you had 1 Bitcoin on something and Bitcoin became 10x. If you're holding in any centralized exchange like CoinD6 or CoinSwitch, the price you would have to pay an enormous amount of taxes, because crypto comes under the highest tax slab. Crypto comes under the slab of alcohol and cigarettes. So the government considers crypto as very bad, as bad as alcohol and cigarettes. That's the slab what they have kept it. So you would have to pay around 30% of tax. It's not great. What if you had on MetaMask or the decentralized wallet? You wouldn't have to pay taxes unless you want to cash it out. And there are many ways why you shouldn't you like cash out means, for example, I made profit, I need to pay my bills. You might sell your Bitcoin and just cash it out. For that you might have to pay tax. But there are many ways how you can pay using crypto. Like for example, there are apps like Bitriffle. Okay, I'll just write down there. Bitriffle or Travala. So these are the few apps. So basically, Bitriffle is an app where you can spend your crypto. For example, let's say I have Ethereum. I can use that to buy food in KFC. I can use it on my Uber, Ola. I can legit use it on Cafe Coffee Day or lot many other places. You can use it almost everywhere using Bitriffle. All you need to have is crypto. So basically, when you see the send it to someone, that's not taxable. And Travala is an app where you can book flight tickets and book hotels or rooms like using your crypto. So this is one more reason, like there is no tax on your spending. So when you're spending your crypto, you don't have to pay tax on it. So you can use such apps, amazing apps. So there are a lot, these are the reasons why, few ways. Obviously, there are many reasons why not to use DeFi, but these are the few reasons why you can use DeFi. So which I feel it will going to take over the traditional market. May not be now, may not be after 5 years, but it's going to take over. Obviously, it's not going to be like DeFi will take over the whole banking industry. It's not going to happen, because banking industry, we need banking industry. Even for transferring it to your MetaMask wallet, you need banks. So obviously they can go hand in hand, but DeFi will increase their market size. Market size or market how much position what they have captured in the market. So that's definitely going to increase. Instead, I won't say it will take over. It go hand in hand.
Yes, I understand that. But like banking is the economy of the country. It maintains the economy of the country. Like that,
Yes.
this DeFi centralized system will work behind the banks and give various opportunity in the future. And
Yes.
one thing I am uncertain of that you just saw the recent news of how Luna dropped from so high price to like $0 and got
Yes.
unlisted also, and they have some recovery plans like that. If something that Bitcoin, Ethereum, like that, if something again happens, then how people will trust the DeFi system.
No,
If
no.
I use Bitrefill, Travala, we put that transaction on their app, and all of a sudden at night they just collapse and took all our money.
No,
Like
no,
that,
no. So bit
how
different thing.
people,
So basically,
yes,
I'll tell you.
how
I'll tell
will
you.
people get awareness of these all, because all people are not getting the proper knowledge and resources of
Yes.
getting the system of DeFi na.
Yes.
So what
Yes.
is your perspective on that? Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
So number one, the Bitrefill thing. So basically, it's like you don't give them your money. Okay. So basically, it's on blockchain again. As soon as you give your money, they give you this thing, the coupon code where you can use it on Uber app or Ola app, wherever you want. Okay. So if even if they collapse, it doesn't matter to us because our money was like we got what we wanted in return. They're not like giving now and after 10 days they give us this thing. So that one thing, and number two, education is definitely not there because I personally started my content creation journey on blockchain, about blockchain. Okay, but people were not interested to learn about it because it was a little complicated to understand and people just didn't want to put efforts. So, and I agree with that. So for example, why would we can't induce a blockchain into everyone, right? Who wants to learn can learn, and obviously there are less sources than what we have in stock market, other things. There are very less resources. That's why I have taken initiative of starting YouTube channel. I have taken initiative of going to many restaurants and asking them to accept crypto, and I'll do marketing for them. So I'm just doing my part, and there are a lot many Web3 enthusiasts who are doing the same, who are trying to educate people, trying to put out content, trying to educate, go into different places, meet different people, and educate other people over there who have not much access to it. So if you could attend any Web3 meetup happening anywhere in India, you'll understand how people are working hard in Web3 space to educate, because people are ready to educate, but audience are not giving enough response to them. So people, even like the creators, tend to give up. So education is definitely this thing, and Luna also, like when it come to Luna, there was a sustainability issue from the start of it. So obviously you should always do your own research. See, it's just like stocks, right? For example, if you do, there are many stocks which got delisted. Did you stop investing in stock market? No. Just because Luna went to zero, would you stop investing in crypto? I don't think so. Well, you shouldn't also, because there are a lot of things which are doing really well in crypto world. So just because one or two stocks, just because let's say bank just defaults a big loan, will you stop trusting bank? No. So just because of small things, like not may not be small thing, it may be big. It is a big thing. Just because one incident happened, you don't stop trusting them. There are much other reasons for you to trust them and believe in that. So that's what my perspective is. Also, it may not be the same as yours, but you should always do your own research before investing.
Yes, you are correct. Yes, I understand it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So how did you start the initiative that you do the marketing strategy and go to the person or vendors to accept them the crypto and
Yeah.
DeFi system? Yes, how
So
did you
what I used
take,
to do
and
is
how do
I used to
you
go to restaurant.
do, yes, networking and all? How do you use all of that?
So number one, networking. It's just meetups, man. Like number one, just put Web3 on Twitter. There are a lot many people who are putting out content on Web3. And number two, when I used to go to restaurants, I used to go myself with a camera. I used to take half an hour to convince them the Bitcoin, it's the internet of money. It works on blockchain. I used to educate them first, and they still had the liberty to say no. But then I used to not give up. I used to go to other restaurants and I used to convince them again and again. If they accept, yeah, I used to put on my, I used to make a content out of it, obviously, because I did my efforts behind it. And yeah, so that could be start of someone's blockchain journey, because I had to tell them how to put money. For them to learn how to remove the money, they had to learn how blockchain works. So that was my technique, which was probably a gimmick, but I had no benefit in that. So I was, my whole intention was to get them onto blockchain, because uh, we need adoption. There is no much adoption in this, so that was my part. It was quite hard, and I've reduced it right now, like reduced going to restaurants, asking of accepting crypto, but I'll keep doing my best.
Hey Rishi, I have a really short question and quick question for you. What do you think of cryptos? Is it good for long term or short term? Just yes or no.
Do you remember the top 5 coins 3 years ago?
Yep. Those BTC, Ethereum, those coins.
And other three?
Not very well.
Yeah. So every 1 or 2 years, other than Bitcoin and Ethereum, no other coins haven't made it to top 5.
Right.
So if you are investing your money other than Bitcoin and Ethereum, you should do your research. Okay. So Bitcoin is considered as a safe haven for crypto holders. For example, if they think market is too volatile, people just shift their assets to Bitcoin. And last year, like 2 years ago, third position was Ripple, and Ripple is going down and down. It's in probably ninth position. So I would say stick to blue chip coins, and also don't invest more than 10% of your portfolio in crypto, because I know, like, it's a hard money, man. You wouldn't want to risk it, just because I might say 50%, but you shouldn't risk it. You shouldn't do it at any cost. So don't risk your portfolio much. Don't put too much volatility in your this thing. And even if you're an active investor, like passive investor means just invest and forget. Active investor, if you want to get too much, I would say don't go anywhere less than top 100 coins, because you never know. Anything can go to zero in crypto. What is performing well, things can go zero after 1 or 2 years. That's what have been happening of, like, at least last 3-4 years. A lot of coins have gone to zero. Nobody noticed it because they were too small. Luna went to zero. People noticed it because it was top 5. So this fear is good before, like, in crypto space. If people don't fear, people just put into any coins and things can go zero. So one thing good happened that Luna went to zero is that people are much aware now about their risk appetite. They're much cautious in investing in any coin. So I would say, yeah, 10% is the ideal thing.
Thanks, man. Thank you so much.
Hello.
So Rishi, you said
Rishi, I
that
have
you
a good
approached many.
question.
Okay.
Yes, please ask me.
Yeah, so my question is, first of all, there's a concept of a fixed deposit in the banks, right? So there is a concept of fixed deposit in the crypto space as well. So can you name some good platform? And number two is,
Yes.
for example, if I put my money in MetaMask wallet, so that money would be idle. But is there any option to invest that money so that the money shouldn't be idle?
Yeah. So you can invest it. You can invest anywhere with the MetaMask. For legit, you can. MetaMask is just a wallet where you can hold. You can, like how you have this thing, Coin DCX. You can invest it, obviously. Like, just all you have to do is swap it. For example, let's say I send my USDC from Binance to MetaMask. Now I can swap it to Bitcoin. That's as good as investing only, right?
No, didn't got you. Can you?
Sorry, Amit.
No, I didn't got you. What exactly did you say that?
Basically, in
What's the
MetaMask,
swapping?
no, when you transfer, for example, let's say you transfer a stable coin. Okay. You transfer a stable coin to MetaMask. That, for example, you transfer 100 USDC, which is a stable coin. Now you can go to Uniswap or any other swap. You heard of Uniswap? Pancake swap?
Yeah, I know that.
So basically, these are swaps. Swap means, for example, for example, let's say, for example, you can, if you have USDC, just go to this thing. Go to this thing, Uniswap, and swap your 100 USDC to BTC. So that means you have $100 worth of BTC now, Bitcoin. That's as good as investing.
And my ideology of investing is, first of all, I research into the technology and the market of the finance part of it. Means if I don't understand the tech of it, I don't invest.
That's great, right? So I don't know, like if you're really into technology, if you want to understand, you can check out Solana. Okay, Solana has amazing tech, and you can also apply for their hacker house. Like they have amazing tech. They have been working out well. Obviously, they shut down once in 2 weeks. Uh, you can check out how they have been working. Their blockchain is totally different, or you can check out Phantom, which is a DAG.
Polygon.
No, Polygon is a normal blockchain. It's a layer one blockchain. You can check out Phantom, which is
No,
a
no, sorry.
DAG.
Okay.
So DAG is basically, it's called as gossip chain. So you can check out those coins, which have different tech than the traditional conventional blockchain.
Right. And what do you think about Stepin? The shoes you buy and we
It
are
did crash, man. It did
cryptos.
crash. It crashed a lot. China banned it. After China ban, things are not performing well, and also there's unlimited supply of their tokens, which basically means
Mhm.
they're not going to sustain for 1 or 2 years. It's going to zero unless they change their model. So you can just you can earn those tokens and immediately swap it to some other token. As soon as you earn any little bit of GST tokens,
got it. You
swap it
should
to Ethereum or Solana or whatever tokens you're bullish on.
Okay, I think at this point
okay.
we can close the session. Rishi, before we end, do you wanna say something to the audience?
Yes, guys. So basically, I would say explore DeFi, because you may not want to get into it, but you may also want to get into it because it's real fascinating and it's definitely untapped, guys. So you can make a lot bigger career in DeFi because there are no much people who into this. For example, let's say I want to hire as a blockchain developer. I just can't reach out to the right people because there are no much blockchain developers. For example, if I want somebody to manage my community who has crypto knowledge, I don't get it because I don't get it because not many people are into crypto. So what I do, I pay higher to whatever the person who are already into crypto. So get into crypto, get this knowledge, because at least at this point of time there are a lot of jobs coming up. There are a lot of there's sort of space for you to grow in this field than other field, and you can also make a name for yourself in this field very quick, much quicker than other place, because there's less competition, I would say. And yeah, basic thing before doing anything, just open a wallet for yourself. It is obviously for free of cost. It is all you have to do is create get your you can use any wallet, but I would say use MetaMask because it's one of the famous wallet and it has been performing really well. Just put a password and done. You have a wallet, and then you can figure out whatever you want to do. So you can't just be a crypto enthusiast without having a non-custodian wallet. So get your wallet done, and then you can explore other things like lending and borrowing other things. And also, I can also drop a link of the this thing, how to open a wallet. Just give me a second.
Rishi, meanwhile, I'd like to share one more thing. The Nas Daily interviewed one of the Indian who invested 100% of his wealth in crypto. He buys these